people are doing better and these ones are not doing. So you see, MDAs are always looking forward to, you know, their own metrics doing the ranking. So it has brought in that, you know, visibility. It has brought in that awareness, you know, across MDAs to know that, look, the public are expecting us to publish this information. It is our duty to ensure that the public, you know, are carried along with our operations, with our administration, with our contracting processes, with our, you know, even with our hiring processes. And the public, as at any time, can request these informations. And I can say that we've made progress again. Why? You rarely will find MDAs now that will ask you who gave you the right. Because when the act was initially passed, and you write, you'll be like, where this one come from? Sorry to use PG. You know, who gave you the right to request for this information? But that is changing. The dynamics is also changing. And if you go to even at the state level, some of the states that we've worked with, we've helped them to build their public procurement portal. You understand? State like Kaduna is taking big advantage of these portals to be able to make transparency the word. The word for governance processes and for their personnel.
You're actually on a good course, and I believe you've been doing so much. But I know that in the midst of doing so much, there's no way you would say there are no hurdles, there are no challenges. Can you put us through? Give us a highlight of the challenges you've faced in the course of, you know, these rankings over the years, and if there's been any kind of collaborations you've had with any of the MDAs in that regard.
Now, so the ranking, like I mentioned, is an advocacy tool for us, you know, to advocate for MDAs to actually implement. And advocacy is not funny. And advocacy takes a number of years for you to get results. But we've seen challenges. Maintaining the pace has not been easy, number one. Because every year in and year out, we send out these letters. 250 letters goes out from at least 6 organizations to 250 MDAs requesting for public information to be made available. Are there issues? Plenty of them. One of them, like I earlier mentioned, was the fact that government personnel are always transferred to different entities or different parastatals. So you will find lack of continuity. So if an FY desk officer that was stationed at a particular ministry is moved to another department or sub-department or maybe promoted to a higher place and there is no quick response or a replacement, you will see that response to FY letters are delayed in that ministry. Then number 2, this fits into the need for training. Some of the FY desk officers that will now be replaced in those MDAs will require training for them to understand what the act says, for them to be well educated, for them to know that when they receive an FY request from a citizen, they're supposed to make it available within 7 to 14 days. Without even bothering about stressing yourself, put it on your website. You know, the minute that request hits your box, the reply is check our website, www.this. You will find all the requests, all the procurement details, all the contracting details for this ministry in this number of years. Then, in terms of data, you know, most MDAs have issues with data. So it's difficult for them to be able to manage a data bank and store it. Now, if you even go to some of the MDAs that we've worked with across the years, like the BPP, you know, Nokopo, most of the times you see that those websites are down because of technical issues. Now, for you to run this kind of system, you need digital support. You need to train digital teams, a tech team that helps to manage those websites, a tech team that are in-house, IT team that can help to manage, upload this information, you know, make it readily available. Some of the MDAs still lack that till now. Some MDAs don't even have work tools, you know, they don't have laptops, they don't have desktops. So how are they going to be able to make this information readily available? That's not an excuse, because it still gives you an option to ensure that you can publish on newspapers. Nigerians still read newspapers. You can go on radio, on TV, and talk about your procurement, talk about your budget for the year, talk about what your MDA intends to do for the common man. Then the other problem that we know has been outstanding for us is implementation. Beyond making this information available, we can see this capital project, you know, delivered optimally. according to the bills of quantities that these MDAs have awarded to the contractors. So you go and you look across projects, you track 1, 2, 3, 4 projects in a particular community. You see that if you go back after 2, 3 years, this project would have deteriorated and gone back to square zero. That's because it was implemented with low quality materials. It was implemented with low standard of work. It was implemented by people that are not qualified to do the work. You understand? So open contracting is still a big issue. Are we awarding this contract to the right people? Are we awarding this contract to people that are technically trained to deliver on the deliverables for this contract? So these are more of the challenges that we face beyond even the FOI Act that has to do with state MDAs, proactively. When we use the word proactively, it means you don't need to be asked to do it. You're proactive to it because you know that it's a demand for governance. It's a demand for you leading. You're serving the people, and you must report back to the people what their resources as tax are being used to do for their well-being. And when you do that, it encourages trust. You can ask me to come and increase my tax. I will pay without even bothering. When I know that I can fetch water from my house, from the pipe bomb. But of course, we are all Nigerians. We see that our pipe bomb system, our water bomb system, water system has, gone down to square. I don't want to say zero, but it is not working for us. So you see different houses using balls. So if you do that, tell me, how will someone that is providing water be able to pay tax or will be willing to pay tax when they cannot access basic social amenities that is part of their fundamental human rights?
Before I let you go, just a quick one, very brief. As a stakeholder, what would be your message, to the public and private sector regarding, complying to the FOI?
Yes, so I'd like to use this opportunity to say that it is when you don't make information available that people feel there's something you're hiding. Now, I want to call on the government and call on MDs, ministry departments and agencies, ministers, people working for the public, to first of all understand that they are public servants. And if we sit down to digest that word very well, you understand that servant means that you're serving the people. You are the service of the people. You're working for the people. You are there because the people want you to be there. And so it is important for people to enjoy the dividends of democracy in terms of ensuring that informations are accessible, people can have access to social basic amenities, that a citizen can have access to, education for the children, free, safe, equal education opportunities for the children, no matter their status, no matter where they're from, whether they're rich or poor, they have access to it. That citizens can have access to health care, basic health care, primary health care. Nigeria has a lot of people, but most of them are not functioning. And when you now move to the national hospitals, you hardly have space because it's overcrowded. Because the primary health care centers are not well equipped. They do not have the needed personnel, medical personnel, qualified to deliver services to the common man. Then water, like I mentioned before, these are basic things. Water, do we have safe drinking water for Nigerians? Can Nigerians walk to their tap and open the tap and water is rushing? So it is a call for government that, look, service to humanity means that we are giving ourselves out to the people. We are working for the people. We are ensuring that the people can feel the dividend of our leadership, can feel the dividend of democracy because they voted us there. Then for the citizens, I want to wrap up with the fact that, look, in as much as is an advocacy, we are still pushing for citizens' engagement to be increased and for government to do more. It is time for citizens to do even extra more, to demand, to ask, to put their voices there. There are tools for you to, demand. Write the FOI later. You can visit our website, www.ppdc.org, for guidance. You can visit our foivote.ng to find out about details on the FOI Act and how you can get samples, to write to MDAs, to demand. Because if we get citizens engaging, if we get citizens asking the right question, finding out where money is coming from and where money is going to, it will make government to be aware that, look, we are being watched. The citizens are aware The citizens are involved in governance. There's inclusion in governance. So we must be proactive in disclosing these information to them. So citizens need to gain back our momentum, get back and demand for information across your communities, across your local government, even on the street. When you move and you see a project being abandoned, a government project being abandoned, find out, write a letter to the MDA. If it's a government project, an education project, even if you're not sure of the ministry that is, or the contractor that is working on it, write a letter to the Ministry of Education requesting for information on that project. And then when they give you that project, ensure that you monitor, that information, ensure that you get the information that you require, and be effective in monitoring to see that the contractor is doing according to what he was signed to do. So it's a call for citizens to be more active. It's a call for government to lead and serve the citizens. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Lucy James Abage. We can appreciate you enough for your insights, your powerful insights.